I've always said that editing is probably the closest job a person could get to being God. The reason I say that is because for the period of time that an audience is within the theater, the editor is basically holding them within the palm of their hands. And they'll leave the theater with this tremendous experience that they've had, and it was all the editor's doing. Welcome. We're back for another interview with one of the many talented people involved in the creation of Final Cutz. Today's exceptionally special guest is Shelene Bridge.
Hi.
Our editor. Shelene, I have always looked up to you, literally, physically, and probably always will. But especially in the case of all the great work that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
On Final Cutz. Final Cutz started off in a classroom situation.
Yes.
The spring semester of 2018, you had an advanced editing class.
Right.
And you had how many students?
I had 6 assistant editors in that class, and unfortunately it was our last class in this, that final semester. And each editor had a big chunk of scenes from the film, which we were able to get a decent rough cut by the end of the semester, and we presented it in May as our last final showcase.
At that time, we screened the film as being in black and white.
Right.
And
90% of it was black and white.
90% was black and white.
I know a couple of the students were like, yeah, maybe it should be in color. With the majority of the time that we were cutting it, it was black and white. So I was really thinking of the tonalities of, like the classic films of, Night of the Living Dead and, where there's high contrast and things like that. So that's really what I was thinking of, tonalities. Because I, if it was going to stay black and white, I wanted it to feel kind of like the kind of classic horror film.
Okay.
Like Frankenstein or, whatever, those kind of classic films. The more I sat with it, the more I liked it in color. So, because it does have that rich palette. In the film school building, there's like red walls. And one thing that really stuck out for me that made my decision like concrete with the color was we have a scene with Chairman Bob and Sarah in one of the stages, and there's a green screen behind them, and you don't even know it's green. So it's like, okay, they need to see that it's a green screen. So that was really what sealed it for me.
And now we're relatively on the home stretch.
We're almost there.
Yeah, we are almost there.
We are almost there.
Some visual effects. We still need to create a little color grading.
Yeah.
So we still have a few more steps to go, but
we do. We're almost there.
The end is in sight.
The end is in sight.